Good evening, tubers. Madam Roy back once again. A couple minutes early, but I saw there were a few people here, so thought we'd get started a little early. 12 likes to start. That's awesome. I never get that many likes right off the bat. Who we got here? Eric. Hopefully I remember to click over. I'm watching a This Old Tony video about a $60 eBay TIG welder. Interesting. You have to let me know how that goes. Eric actually got the notification. Nice. Storm Spotters here, Mr. Jimmy. And to show you guys, someone else is with us. Take a look. It is Mr. Baxter. That's right. Don't mean to show you guys my crotch, but it's the only way you can see him. Hey, buddy. How you doing, B? Show everybody that pretty face. Come on. There we go. Here he is. You're special. Yes, you are. It's very shiny, LOL. Yeah, I can imagine. What is it, Mr. Baxter? All right. Well, that's about as much of him as I can show in one video. So, what's everybody up to? Alien Tech Baxter is getting him some rest. Yeah, he's a lazy cat, and they're going to want out now because I had to shut the door to make sure that Mom's watching Dr. Phil. I had to make sure that sound didn't come in here. One thing I want to do tonight, this is Wacky Wednesday. So basically, anything goes within reason. And it's midweek. Those of you that are working 9-to-5 jobs are probably ready at this point to pull your hair out. If you have any left. Me, I don't have so much right now. But I just figured, oh, I'm losing my light here. Hang on. There we go. I figured I would go ahead and do a live stream, just kind of a free-for-all live stream, kind of help everybody out, maybe get through the hard work week. Oh, Stephen Barber says, hey, how are you? I'm doing great, Stephen, doing just fine. I failed in an audit at work today, but I'm okay. Oh, man, I'm sure I know I failed many of those when I worked at Best Buy. Diane Cabo asks, how you doing, Matt? I'm okay. I'm doing all right. The latest Intel processors, well, they have the i9s out. What are they up to? 8th gen? Something like that now? 8th gen? 9th gen? Paul Kane found a good thing at the thrift store, a Yamaha integrated amplified AVC30. I'll tell you, I haven't found a lot of stuff in the thrift store recently. Nothing really that you guys would even be interested in. Coffee Lake. Yeah, such weird names for these processors. Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge, and now they're on the lakes. They have some 10th gen. Oh, wow. I'm way out of the loop now. How many of you watched the video I put up earlier showing it was called Breathing New Life into Old Computers, basically with an SSD. Well, I took the live stream down because I realized I inadvertently showed my full address, phone number, and a lot of information I really didn't want to show. So those of you that saw it, if you got that information, please don't share it. As a personal favor to me, I was really tired. I just wasn't thinking. So you guys can see the results. The picture I showed of the actual results is still up on Facebook, but I had to take the video down for security reasons. Yes, Paul's got a good eye. That is a bike in my room. That is my Schwinn Ditch 3.0, which I currently have for sale on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, offer up all the good ones. It's a great bike, but it just doesn't work well for me. I can go ahead and show you guys real quick. Hang on, let me see if I can bring it over. Baxter was there. try not to hit my TV. This is a really great bike for many reasons. One, it's got the mid shock right here. It's got two front shocks, one on this side, one on that side. It's got the ratchet shifters, which are one of my favorites. I like that versus the ones like Walmart has on the handlebars that you have to turn. Very inconvenient. And best of all, disc brakes. So yeah, I really hate to see this bike go, but it's just not that comfortable for me. The stance, you kind of leaning over the handlebars like that, and it pretty much kills my back. So yeah, unfortunately, this one's going to be sold. Stay. I just didn't want to leave it outside. I had it sitting outside in the back. I didn't want the weather to get to it, and I didn't want anybody to steal it. So that's why I brought it up in the room. Yeah, full suspension and disc brakes. Do you know that I have that bike listed for $100? And that bike has new tubes, new tires, just had a tune-up done, and I've had little to no interest. I've had a couple of people ask about it, and the highest offer I got was $60, and I basically said, take a hike. I am not letting that bike go for $60. It's just not going to happen. That bike, brand new, was $350 to $400, depending on where you bought it. And yes, I realize it's not worth that now, but I still want to at least get $100 out of that bike. We got 17 watchers, 18, 23 likes. Awesome. Let me see if I've missed anything here. Alien Tech says it's nice. Paul King goes, hold on to it for anything less than $100. Yeah, if I can't get $100 out of it, I think what I'm going to do is just bring it upstate with me, and I'll leave it at my uncle's and let them ride it. I'd rather have my family get use out of it than take anything less than $100. Maybe I will keep it. I don't know. If it doesn't sell, I might do that, or I might get rid of one of my other bikes. The problem I'm having right now is I have I have 5 bikes here, and they're all in the shed, and there's just not enough room for them, so something has to go. Isn't that interesting? Paul Kane said bikes are selling here better now. I guess it goes through spurts, because there are times that bikes and things like that sell really good here, sporting equipment, and then there are times that it doesn't, especially in the fall. People are not looking to buy things like this. They're looking to put them away for the season. So yeah, temperature is key. I definitely didn't list that for sale at the right time. Cold weathering, yeah, that's it. People are looking to buy winter toys, so we're looking at cross-country skis, snow boots, maybe like sledding gear, but this kind of stuff people are just thinking about putting away for the year. I was hoping that Hired Gun was going to make it tonight, because I actually have a donation from him that I really want to unbox, and if he comes tonight, I think I might just unbox it anyway, because I've waited too long, and at the very least, he'll probably see it in post-production. So we'll see what happens. But all the way from Canada, this came. So I want to see. Actually, I know what's in here, but I'm not going to tell you guys. It's going to be a surprise. So you'll have to wait till a little bit later on in the live stream. Alien Tech goes, I love unboxings. I used to love doing them. It's more fun when it's something that you don't know what it is. Yeah, it's great when you get that $40, $50 tablet on Black Friday to unbox it and just show everybody. Yeah, that's fine. But to me, what's more fun is to unbox something in a generic cardboard box that you really don't know what it is. I know what's in the donation he sent you, Nick Roberts. Yeah, I think he did say a couple of times in the live stream, but I'm sure the majority of you probably don't know what it is. 16 watchers and 26 likes. Man, that is great. And my new lighting system is working well. If I go like this, there's a little too much glare. But if I kind of put it askew, maybe about 45-degree angle, then it works really nice. Isn't that right, Baxter? Hey, buddy. What you doing? And before, got my water bottle tonight because I am definitely going to need it. Yeah, I'm glad I'm coming through crisp and clear. I still want to upgrade this webcam. This webcam that I've had for a couple of years now. It does great. It's got great video, decent audio. This is the Logitech C920 Pro. But I want to upgrade to the C920, Logitech C920 Pro streaming version. Main difference is it allows you to stream in 60 frames per second instead of 30 frames per second. And believe it or not, there is a little bit of a quality difference too in that one. But it's pretty expensive, so you have to wait till I can save up some more money. Eric goes, hopefully remember to give you my donation on Tuesday. Spilling the beans. Well, I'm still planning on going up. I do need to call that gentleman that I'm going to be working for on, what is this? It's on the 1st, so Wednesday, Thursday. It'll be Friday that I'll know for sure. But either way, I still think I'm going to be going up the 5th because Eric taking the time off to be with me that day. We have kind of something we're talking about together. And you know what? I just need a vacation anyway. So I think it's going to be a go no matter what. Baxter. Yep. Baxter's back in the box. Who said that? Adam Morgan. Yeah, he's a little stinker, but he's a sweet cat too. I really got lucky with these guys. I've had cats in the past that were nightmares, but both of these two are pussy cats in every sense of the word. Aren't you, Baxter? Yeah. I just feel bad because if I am gone a month, I don't know what he's going to do. He is so attached to me that I'm afraid he's going to start getting depressed. So I don't know, if mom and dad come up for Thanksgiving, we may have to bring them up with us. Oh, Eric did spill the beans. I missed it. Oh, okay. He said, I'll give you $17.38 and an Optiplex 620. Nice. I know what I'll do with the Optiplex 620. XP gaming rig. Maybe after the live stream. Did you forget? I think Bob forgot. I'm sorry, you want anything? Yes, I am. Yeah, Mom says hi. You can come in if you want. I don't think she's decent. Brad Smith, Matt, have you ever checked a half-price bookstore? Good place to find old PC games and DVD movies. I have. As a matter of fact, I do IT work for a local shop in the area called the Book Owl. If you're ever in the Portsmouth area of Virginia, look them up. Nelson is a really good guy. He's the owner. And he does stuff like that. I don't think he sells old PC games, but I know he does have DVDs there. You need Stephen Barber. You need one, Matt. You work too hard, and so does Eric. I think Eric probably beats me in the work department, though. A lot of what I do is exercise mixed with a little bit of work here and there. Eric goes, that was a joke. So what I give you for the bike? Oh, well, believe it or not, I am going to be bringing a few bikes up with me. Probably going to bring that one and maybe my Cannondale. I might do a trade. I mean, that's a great idea. If you or somebody want to trade me for that Schwinn, I would definitely be up for that. Though my Cannondale is not up for grabs. That is hands down my favorite bike. Have you ever used the tape mods on the quad cores? No, I haven't. I'll have to look that up. Lee Gibbs, Matt, what are your favorite XP era games? Going back towards XP. Well, I don't know if this is technically an XP era, but it's close. My hands down, my favorite game was the Star Wars Racer, also known as the Star Wars Episode 1 pod racing game, but it's usually just called Racer. One hands down, one of my favorite games. If I have to go like to XP era stuff, we're thinking maybe like what was that game called? Well, Quake 2, Quake 3 Arena. Quake 3 in general was a really good one. Now, what was it? Not Quake 3 Arena. Somebody help me out here. Yeah, and it was Quake 3. There was an arena in there, I think. I don't know. No, I don't usually do much with hacking or overclocking, especially with the Core 2 quads, because they produce enough heat as it is. Unreal Tournament, that was the other one. Thank you. I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. We used to play that in my high school class. We went to the tech center, which is kind of like BOCES is in New York. We had a LAN set up in the class, and during the free times, usually the lunchtime, we would play Unreal Tournament. And these were Pentium 3 systems, but it was just as Windows XP came out, so we had upgraded from Windows 2000 to XP Pro. I think it was Windows 2000 Server to Windows XP Pro, and I remember when we did the upgrade, the game actually played better on Windows 2000 Server. When we went to XP, they were having video card driver issues, and it was a mess. Are there any Star Trek games you like? Brad Smith, no. I've never found a good Star Trek game. They're all terrible, in my opinion. I never played Unreal Tournament 2003. It was the older versions that I played. By that time, I had gotten out of school. I had graduated, went to college, and I got into the Tomb Raider games at that point. Oh my gosh, Mr. Jimmy's favorite game is probably one of my favorite sports games of all time, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Pretty much all the early Tony Hawk games. We're talking the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, and Tony Hawk's Underground to a lesser extent, but it has to be the original Underground. When they started going to like the Underground 2 and the American Wasteland, it just got too complicated, and to me, it took all the fun out of the game. You had to go up to people, you had to listen to their whole story about what they needed and how they needed it done, and I'm like, forget it, I just want to skate. I like the old versions where it gave you a list of goals and you just accomplish those goals. Never played the Dave Mirra games. I'll have to look into those. Michael Gardner as Michael Gardner will say, I built a Athlon XP Barton Windows 98 SE system. You know, those early Athlon XPs were really decent processors. Like most AMD processors, especially earlier ones, they did run hot. So you had to have a beefier cooling system, usually a better heat sink and a good case fan, like a 120 mil or an 80 mil was a good idea. But as long as you had the proper cooling, they were very, very good processors. Again, they weren't as efficient as the Intel ones, but you could get some better gaming results out of them. Okay. I appreciate that. It looks like Hired Gun is doing his job or doing me a favor with the being a moderator here. Alien Tech says Ryzen 3000 series runs very hot. Yeah, every AMD I've ever owned, I don't care if it was an older AMD Athlon. I even remember the original Athlons. To probably the newest ones I've used were like the AMD A7s, the APUs. They all tended to run a little on the hot side, but as long as you had the proper cooling, yeah, they were fine. Okay, so I think he is still here, Hired Gun. So I am going to do this unboxing because this has been a long time coming. So let me go ahead and move the camera down here as far as I can. And let's go ahead and unbox it. I got my trusty Walmart box cutter here that I paid, I don't know, $3, $4 for. Let's cut this open. Being careful not to hurt myself. You should always cut away from yourself, but kind of do as I say, not as I do. And let's see what's in here. I already know what's in here, and some of you do, but don't spill the beans and ruin the surprise for everybody else. Ooh, okay. Well, I can tell you right now, it's very nicely packed. Piece of cardboard there. Ooh, nice. Extra bubble wrap. Oh. What do we have here? Oh my gosh. Do you see what we were just talking about? That is it for the box. So I'm going to put the box aside, and yeah, let's do it this way. So what it says is in here is an MSI X370 Gaming Pro, AMD socket AM4 Ryzen. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, got one more thing to cut here. Shouldn't have put that away quite yet. Boy, if I cut myself on here, I'd probably get really good ratings. They always say blood gives you good ratings. But I'm not really interested in doing that today. I don't want to have an emergency room visit. All right. Ooh. I must say, this was packed extremely well. Thank you for doing that. Let me see what this says. Okay. Hey, Matt, just thought I would include a quick note. Hopefully you can read my chicken scratch. I've included the motherboard processor already mounted and 16 gigs of mid and DDR3 133 HyperX memory or RAM. Initially, this was my studio computer for music recordings, but had to update. I tried to find the cooler, but could not. But they are easily and economically obtainable. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Unfortunately, I also could not find the I/O shield either, but the board is a standard layout and almost any modern Asus shield will work. Hopefully you can make good use of this. It has a lot of life left in it and would maybe make a good media center for you. Enjoy. And I'm not going to read anything else there except for the bottom. It goes, P.S. Feel free to use this in an unboxing. You can include this note if you like as well. Boy, I probably should have read that first, right? Let me see what it says. It's the box I had around. Oh, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Let me see what we got in here. Okay. So we have all the mounting screws, everything that is needed. This is the plate I'm assuming that you would mount the cooler on right there. I'm not actually going to take this out because I don't fancy losing all those screws on the ground here. And this is, okay, this is the memory that he was talking about. So we'll go ahead and take this out. So we have, okay, yep, we have 4 sticks, 4 gigs each of HyperX Fury. You guys can see that right there. Let me go ahead and put that up close. Focus, please focus. And I got to point to it for it to focus, I think. Come on. Well, I think that's as good as we're going to get, but we got 4 of those. Awesome. Try to do this without dropping anything. The card was, it's a Ryzen 7 2700. That is very good to know. And here it is. Okay. Wow, that is awesome. UEFI BIOS, like many modern motherboards have. Wow, this actually has 3 PCI Express X16 slots, 2 PCI Express X1 slots, and then you have a old school 32-bit PCI slot, so good expandability there. You can see all the ports on there. We have your combo. This is for keyboard mouse PS2 combo ports. You have to have one of those combination cables. It looks like 2 USB 2.0 ports. We have some USB 3 ports. We have an optical. Check that out, guys. An optical audio out. And then we have 6 more USB ports. I forget what the red ones are. I think those are 2.0 as well. I'm sorry, 3.0 as well. Then you have 2 more ports there. Gigabit Ethernet, and then your vast array of audio in and out ports, I should say. Very cool. Thank you so much again for this. This is awesome. This is going to be really good in a build. Look at all those SATA ports too. You got 6 right there. I think 6 total. 6 of them total. That is so awesome. Ooh. Dual intelligent processors. Check that out. Dual intelligent processors. And the chip is an AMD FX. Yep. Is that 2800, 2700? FD98320. All right. That is totally awesome. Yep. Oh, 8350. Thank you. It is very hard to read here. So we're going to go ahead and put this to the side, trying not to crush anything. Once again, thank you so much, Hired Gun. I'm going to go ahead and move this back up here. All right, so there you go. Finally got to that unboxing, which I have been meaning to do for a long time, but time has just gotten away from me. This actually came probably about a month ago. Thank you so much, Hired Gun. Definitely going to be using this in a project. I think I already have a case in mind. I may even have a cooler that'll work for this. I need to look into a bunch of parts that a friend of mine gave me. I think I have a cooler that will work with that as well. I'll look online for an I/O shield, but honestly, I'm not that worried about it. Interesting fact, you don't really need an I/O shield if you have proper cooling. The main use of an I/O shield is to honestly keep the dust out. So if I can't get an I/O shield in there, it won't be the end of the world. You guys hear Baxter? What you doing? Hiregun goes, I did have this on an all-in-one liquid cooler. Had a buddy that needed one. Oh, yeah. Woo. Yeah, that'll keep it cool. I doubt that I'll go the liquid cooler route, mainly for monetary reasons, but don't worry. I'll make sure that it is a good cooler, one that's appropriate for this board. I'll do my research on that end. Those bulldozer chips need all the cooling they could get. Yeah, matter of fact, I have 2 different cases I can use for this build, and I'll make sure the one I use has ample cooling. I have a lot of extra coolers lying around too. Whoa. Now, I did a lot of bike riding today, probably overdid it, and my calf muscles are actually, not, what's the word, not surging, but brain, wake up here. I can't think of it. Just going back and forth. Twitching. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Spasming, that also works. So got to get that massaged. Actually, what I have is one of those wand massagers, and they usually work well. Baxter, what are you doing? Baxter, come on. Look at these 2. Crazy cats. I did get a brain fart, definitely. Oh, I think I just need some more water. So, this is Wacky Wednesday, and we are 30 minutes in. So anybody have any wacky stories they want to share? Anything that's happened to them, maybe at work this week? Something not necessarily bad, but just something kind of off the wall. Paul Kane asks, do you collect all things from the Chipmunks? Yes, I do. I have a pretty extensive collection. You can look back at some of my earlier videos, and I've shown most of the collection. Probably the most rare item I actually have an Alvin and the Chipmunks laser disc from the 1980 series. It's Alvin and the Chipmunks Go to the Movies. I think it has Batmonk, Funny We Shrunk the Adults, and Kong on it, which was a really rare one. You didn't get to see that very often. Check this out. Kitties. You two are so mental. I tell you, they're mental cases sometimes. Oh, I do remember VCDs. Sonic Wayne has one of the Chipmunk movie. Video CDs, for those of you who don't know, were like the early version of the DVD. They were actually movies on CDs. The quality was not that great, but before DVD came out, I think Philips CDI actually used the VCD format on a lot of their games, and it really wasn't that popular here in the States, but it was very popular over in Japan and China and a lot of the Asian countries. It was extremely popular. Paul Kane, I saw a Chipmunk 8-track tape at the thrift store in Yuma. If it's there the next time in town, I'll grab it for you. I would appreciate that. If you can grab it, let me know, and I will pay you the shipping to ship it to me. I would love to have that because, believe it or not, anything Chipmunk related from like the 70s and early 80s is very rare because they really weren't doing that much at that point. Alvin the Chipmunks, started Bagdasarian Sr. started the group, the Chipmunks, in the late 50s. Then they had the show in the early 60s, and then everything kind of went by the wayside until Bagdasarian Jr., his son, picked it back up in the early 80s. Yes, I do know they still make VCD movies. I should buy one just to see what they're like now, but I think the only thing I have that'll play them other than a regular computer is something like one of my old Laserdisc players. Yeah, I would guess it'd probably be from the late 70s, early 80s if it's an 8-track. But yeah, it's hard to gauge because, believe it or not, they did make 8 tracks up to like 1983, 1984. Nicker, it's my birthday. Can I get a shout out? Shout out to Nicker, if I'm hopefully pronouncing that right. Happy birthday. Oof. My birthday's steadily approaching. It'll be, well, we got about another 6 months, let's say. I don't want to think about it because I'm approaching that age where you don't count the birthdays, or what you do is you count backwards. You, instead of saying what your actual age is, you deduct 10 years. Brad Smith, oh, happy birthday. 23. 23 is a good age. You're not feeling any aches and pains yet at that age, or at least you shouldn't be. Brad Smith, I went outside, had a small amount of snow and sleet, and not supposed to until tomorrow. I wish we could see some of that. I can almost guarantee you if I'm up in New York pretty much for that entire month of November, I'll probably see a little bit of snow. It usually happens. Eric Brunhammer, if you ever watch any of the Eric the Car Guys videos, ETOG1 channel, he wishes you a happy birthday every video. This year, mine falls on his release schedule. Oh, nice. I'll have to look that one up. There are a lot of channels. It's funny. Everybody wants me to watch these different YouTube channels, and I want to as much as time permits. I'll just subscribe to it. See, if I don't subscribe to it, then it won't go into my feed. And if it doesn't go into my feed, then chances are I'll never watch a video. That's how I actually started watching Scotty Kilmer's videos. And yeah, I know a lot of you have mixed feelings about Scotty Kilmer, and I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but he is very, very good. He has helped me tremendously on different projects. WW Souls, what other YouTube channels do you enjoy watching, Matt? Auto Auction Rebuilds, Hoovy's Garage, Franchise Kicks, Scotty Kilmer we just mentioned. Jay Smart is another one. Jay Smart, actually, I think he lives in North Carolina somewhere, and his family owns like a scrap metal yard, so they get a lot of old vehicles in, and people sell them for. It's really cool. People will bring these vehicles in, they'll sell it to the company, the yard, for scrap, and he'll buy the ones that he likes from the yard, and he'll rebuild them. And he doesn't usually show that process, but he shows the vehicles usually before and after, and I think it's really cool. Is anybody going to watch AEW wrestling tonight? Probably not me. I honestly stopped watching it after WWF when Hulk Hogan left. Looks like the trolls are in full force today. Hey, you know what? It happens. Eric Brunhammer put a plug in for himself. That's cool. I don't mind you doing that at all. He goes, hopefully people watch that awesome Eric Brunhammer channel. And you guys should all know his channel by now. It's in the description of every video I upload and every live stream that I do. I didn't even know the WWF was still in existence. I remember when it went to WWE, and now it's the Worldwide Wrestling Association, something like that. Oh, I need to take another sip here. I'll tell you, when the humidity is down, I notice that my allergies are better, but that's when I start to get a dry mouth. Nice. Mr. Jimmy got to 900 subs today. Yeah, I really enjoy your videos too, Mr. Jimmy. Try to make a few more if you get a chance. I never say, yes, you need to make more videos, because people have different reasons that they can't. But even if they're not regular, uploads, you can always do live streams. I mean, live streams are a great option. Look how many I do versus doing like the vlogs, and a lot of people seem to really enjoy it. Michael Gardner's up to 200. It takes a while. Don't feel like you don't feel like you're not hitting your mark, because you'll get there eventually. If you have the content that people want to see, you'll get there. Whew, let me see. What else do we have to talk about tonight? Again, this is Wacky Wednesday, so pretty much anything is up for grabs. I'm trying to do a different theme each night that I do a live stream. And, we're talking about whatever we want to today. It's Wacky Wednesday. What's up, B? Oh, he's going to check out Hired Guns box. Check it out, Baxt. Let me see. All right, so Nicker. Here's a good one. Android or iPhone? That is such a hard question to answer. In my case, Android, but it all depends on what platform you are used to. There's inherently nothing wrong with either of them. They both do the job they're designed to do, and they do it fairly well. There is something to be said for iPhone being slightly more stable as Android. As the Android operating system ages, it tends to be a little bit more glitchy compared to the iPhone. Um, but I would say just pick and choose which one you're more comfortable with. And that's really all that needs to be said. Apple is made in slave factories. I do remember hearing something about that. Apple products used to be made in America. They used to proudly say that on the computer. I think as recently as like the G5s, maybe even the early Intel iMacs used to be made here. But like everything else, unfortunately, it is now produced in China and other countries. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that is true. I can't say that for sure because haven't done the research on it. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Minecraft 2.0. Hello, Matt. Just got internet again. How is your girlfriend doing? Wow, you've really been out of the loop. My last girlfriend and I broke up. Oh, has to have been about 8, 10 months ago now. She's doing well though. I mean, you know, she and I just realized that we weren't a good couple. So that's all I can say about that. Victor Della Fuente. Hey Matt, how has your day been? I'm doing just fine. We've had some issues with trolls, but I think they're under control now. Maybe not. Any recommendations for a good mouse for a MacBook Air? Um, well, actually, when it comes to Macs, you can pretty much use any Bluetooth mouse that you want. I know it'd be kind of sacrilegious, but I like the new mouse that I'm using, this Microsoft Sculpt Comfort mouse. This would work just fine. Baxter down. Good boy. But pretty much any Bluetooth mouse should work just fine. May have to use a band hammer here. Yeah, I've already done it a few times. We may be ending this soon. But you know what? We don't want to give the trolls that kind of power. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Foxconn. You want to know something funny about Foxconn? They used to put Dell used those motherboards in the Inspiron 500 series, the 530s, 531s. As a matter of fact, that one I use right there for my data backup rig is a Foxconn motherboard, and I'm having some issues with that too. That's a DDR2 board. It works fine, but it has a power on ghost to where if I leave power connected to it, it'll just turn itself on randomly. So they had their issues. I'll probably be replacing that with one of the HP Pro desktops that I have, though. Mike Paradin's here from Montreal. Nice to see you here. Eric goes, what a sad life. Doesn't have anything better to do than to troll people who are just having fun. What a loser. Yeah, they are for sure. But I appreciate you guys helping me out there. Yeah, why give them the satisfaction? Man, they are really trying too. Oh, so what else has everybody been up to? Anybody gotten anything new they want to talk about? John's Tech Channel is here. So again, Wacky Wednesdays. Nobody has come up with a story. Nobody has a story that they want to tell. Maybe something that happened this week that's funny, that's kind of oddball. Anybody in the retail trade have any oddball customers? Not getting too specific, so no names or anything like that. Anybody got any stories they want to talk about? Hey, Hired Gun, check it out. Baxter's loving on your box. Erico's, hopefully after the car show on Sunday, I will finish the S10 engine work. Oh, that'll be a nice video. If you can't record it at the time, maybe do like an afterwards video, like show people what you did, and tell them how you did it. How long does it take for smart TVs to do a software update? It's hard to say because most modern smart TVs do them without you even knowing it. They'll actually do it in the background, a lot of times even when they're off. So I really couldn't say, but the cool thing about it is they'll get them done and generally be at a time when you're not using it. Not yet, Hired Gun, but I'm sure one of them will eventually. Mike Paradin, my computer is a Dell dual core, I'm assuming, and it runs Windows 10 and works good. Nice. I've always been a big fan of Dell's for the most part. They've had a few systems that I've taken umbrage with. Mainly the Dell Dimension 8100 that they put the RAM bus memory in. That wasn't necessarily a bad computer, but at the time, RAM bus was very expensive. So it just wasn't a good option for most people. Eric goes, this week we had someone call the store saying that they needed parts and gave us the VIN, then told us what they needed was car covers, which all we sell are universal ones. Oh, they were looking for car seat covers for a specific vehicle. Yeah, that's kind of funny. But honestly, being a automotive novice or even somebody moderately fluent in automotive repair, I probably could have made that mistake too, honestly. John's Tech Channel. I got a Macintosh SE FDHD, so floppy disk hard drive, for free that was originally priced at $2,000, then lowered to $100. And then her Facebook got hacked, and I told her how to handle it, and she wanted to give it to me. That's interesting. I know those Mac SEs are getting very collectible. They're very hard to find, and a lot of the ones that you find are in need of repair. Specifically, the inverter boards go bad, and the hard drives are starting to fail. So if it is a fully working Mac SE, that's a score and a half. Erico's got to step away. Let me see if I missed anybody's comments here. These two guys are fighting. I can't believe it. Well, actually, I can because they won out. Hey, Mom, you there? She can't hear me. She's got the TV blaring in the other room. I could hear the printer spinning up. Every maybe hour or so, my HP LaserJet goes into like a test mode, and you can hear the fan spin up. It's just make sure that nothing's seizing up, because believe it or not, that printer runs hot enough that it needs a fan at times to cool the inner workings down. Trying to answer some emails at the same time. John's Tech Channel. It snowed this morning, so there's that. I'm telling you, it's amazing. This time of year can be really iffy. Even around here, we've actually had some days where it's gotten like into the mid 40s, and generally you're not going to get any snow at that temperature, but you could get a little bit of what they call sleet and freezing rain. So you know what? It'd be nice if we could see some snow around here. I'd love it. I mean, I'm sure we will, but it's probably going to have to wait until after December. Generally, like around the 1st of January to maybe the middle of February is when we have the greatest chance of seeing any kind of significant snowfall. Mr. Jimmy, I wish we got snow where I live in New Zealand. If you watch my first YouTube video, this was the best we ever got. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I miss it because when we lived in New York, we had a lot of times where we'd have 2-3 foot snowstorms, and it would not be unusual for us to be without power for 5-6 days. And back then it was actually fun because we had a basement, half above ground, half below ground, and we would have a wood stove there, and we'd be able to stoke that with wood, and we'd stay down there. We'd be able to cook our meals on if we had to. No, Milo down. But we would bring stuff in. Believe it or not, we could actually still use the stove upstairs and the oven because they were propane, and they weren't like the new ones that are all computerized. We're talking about old school ones that all you had to do with the oven was turn the gas on and light the pilot light, and you could still cook your dinner. I love propane and propane accessories. Yep, Hank Hill. I got a Lenovo, Robert Jones, I got a Lenovo laptop from a friend, i3 processor for $15. Nice. Went to Best Buy and saw a new, what is that? Thrustmaster set. I have no idea what that is. Wow, 44 likes and 22 watchers. We actually, we didn't quite make what we had yesterday, but you know what? Not bad. That's okay. This late at night, nobody's typing is that accurate. Oh, I got something I wanted to tell you. So I was watching Amazon Prime Video last night, and I was looking for something new to watch because I've been into watching Corner Gas, and I pretty much watched all those. And yeah, every once in a while I'll watch like the old Lucy show or Here's Lucy. And then I found the reruns of the Jeff Foxworthy show. They really didn't give that show enough chance. There were 2 seasons. One season, the first season, it took place in Indiana, and his wife and his kid were trying to make go of it. The second season, they replaced the wife. They moved it back to his hometown in Georgia, and they had the same son. And then magically, they had another kid, Jonathan Lipnicki, of all. But they were really fun. If you ever get a chance to go ahead and watch them, I think in total, there's maybe like 40 episodes. I think there was like 18 episodes the first season and maybe 24 the second season, but it was really, really a funny show. And I read up about it, and I think what happened was when it switched networks in the second season, it was getting really, really popular, but Jeff Foxworthy didn't want to keep it up because he wanted to spend more time with his family. But I think it really could have gone the distance if Jeff Foxworthy didn't put the kibosh on it in the second season. I love that show. They played it in New Weekends here in New Zealand. Jennifer Lawrence was in it too. Yeah, I do remember. I think she was like a guest star in the second season. I'll have to look up those episodes because I haven't gotten to the second season. I'm still in the middle of watching the first season. And believe it or not, I actually have them on DVD somewhere, but I think I put them away a long time ago. So it was just easier to watch it on Prime. Prakins, you are under severe thunderstorm warning tomorrow, Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They've been talking about rain the past few days, and let me look up the weather because I actually didn't get the latest update on that. Yeah, and guess what? Tomorrow's Halloween. That's going to be a bummer if that's true. But it's only saying 20% chance, breezy and warmer. So maybe we'll get lucky. I hope we do for the kids' sakes, because trick or treating is kind of a rite of passage, honestly. Your cat is on the table in your bedroom. Where is he? Not anymore. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to end it here. I am getting pretty tired. I've had a long day. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And thank you once again to Hired Gun for the donation. Definitely going to find something interesting to do with that. Hope everybody has a great night. Please continue to like and subscribe. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.